Hey guys, it's Jordan here, and I am here with you today with a review, not of a movie, not of a video game, but a comic book. This is a review of Dark Knight, a true Batman story written by Paul Dini. Where to begin with this? This freaking book. Oh my god. Batman is a character that I love. Absolutely. Like, he is my favorite, he is my favorite fictional character. A big part of that has been Batman the Animated Series, the 90s television series, written by Paul Dini, created by Bruce Timm and all those people. It's where he created the character of Harley Quinn, and he wrote a lot of the Joker-specific episodes. He also wrote Heart of Ice, the Mr. Freeze retooling. So, like me, Paul Dini has Batman on the brain, and he has had his hands in the Batman mythos for a very, very, very long time. Now, a lot of you are going to start this video, and you're going to see the title and say, "Oh, Dark Knight. It's, you know, Batman. He's being nerdy and he's reviewing a Batman comic book." This is not a Batman story. It says it's a Batman story, but it's not a Batman story. He plays a part in it, but it's not his story. This is Paul Dini's story. Paul Dini, many, many years ago, was the subject of a very brutal mugging. It was during his time when he was working on Batman the Animated Series and Batman Mask of the Phantasm, the animated movie. And he recounts the events in this graphic novel. I'm not going to spoil the way that the story goes. I just wanted to give you my general thoughts. I just finished the book an hour ago. Not even. And I'll probably go a little bit more in depth if I ever get the time. Dark Knight's been on my radar for a very, very long time. It's very, 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 very heavy. And it deals with a real life event that occurred in Paul's life. And it's told in a way that uses Batman as a sort of Batman is the metaphorical angel on his shoulder, guiding him through these events and through this process. And he very much treats, in the story, Batman treats Paul like he's one of the Robins, giving him like moral advice and life lessons, just kind of kicking him to kind of get him to go and do something. And then on the other hand, you have Batman's rogues gallery, the villains, who are the devil on his shoulder, telling him, you know, not telling him like to go out, commit crimes or anything like that, but just telling him to keep indulging in self-destructive behavior that he has been doing, because that's what makes him feel better, and it's a temporary solution to the pain that if you keep prolonging it, you know, it keeps you numb, and it keeps you from having to deal with your demons, but at the same time you lose yourself as a person. And that's what they're here for, is to illustrate that part of Paul's psyche. The whole book is just it's filled with so much. It's just filled with so much. It's really hard for me to explain without giving away story points. And this is a Batman story that you could probably just be like, I can tell you what happens at the start, what happens at the finish. But honestly, it's an injustice to the book, and it's injustice to the work to just sit here and give you a summary of what happens. Forget everything you know about comics, forget everything you know about Batman. This isn't a Batman story. It's the story of a man trying to get his life back together. And it's so freaking endearing, and hits me, I guess, in such a personal way and in such a personal place. I have to give a shout out to the artist, Eduardo Risso. Sorry about that. His artwork may seem crude at the beginning. It did to me, but I cannot imagine the story the artwork being done by anybody else. The art complements the story and where it goes so very, very well. You get in and you're in. It's very cinematic in its own way. If they wanted to make a movie out of this story, they really could. His artwork, from panel to panel, it changes throughout as the story progresses. It starts out in a very good place when, spoilers, when the mugging happens, because this is a story about his traumatic experience. From that point on, the artwork is very inclusive, and it separates Paul in the story. Whereas before, you'll see panels that are filled with different things, and you see something on every page. After something happens, the panels just start to isolate him, and it kind of puts you in the frame of mind of like, okay, I know that he feels alone in this situation, but I can see where he is. I can see how he's feeling. You can visualize everything. It's a story of finding the will to live again. And if that's not an enduring story that speaks to people, I don't know what is. And I cannot think of a better person to write the story. Albeit being a personal story, you know that it's his story, so it's not yours, but it speaks to you, and you can sit here and you can read it and you can think, wow, I've been in a similar situation. Maybe not with a mugging, but with something in your life that just kind of shaken you to the core and made you reassess and reevaluate your place. It's such a good book. I had my doubts when I first heard about it, and like I said, it's been on my radar. He's really big. Paul Dini's real big friends with Kevin Smith, and Kevin Smith is kind of the person who gave him the push to be like, dude, this is a compelling story. Write it. And I'm so glad that he did. It was so worth the money spent just to sit down and the one-time read, and I will read it again. I guarantee it's not one that I'm going to just shelve and not pick it up. Dark Knight, A True Batman Story, is a story that speaks to the human soul, and I think Paul is wonderful at doing that when it comes to Batman stories already. And because of this, I can see why he's so damn good at being a storyteller. I give the book a perfect 10. 10 out of 10 stars, 10 bat symbols, whatever you want to do it. I'm not trying to be super nerdy with this. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Let me know what you think of this video, and if you're interested in seeing me give my thoughts on other comic-related properties, graphic novels, what have you. I'm a comic book nerd, so I do have comics lying around that I would love to talk about one day. Just let me know if you like this and give me your thoughts. Give us a like, give the channel a like, Peer Productions, give us a share, and pick up Dark Knight, A True Batman Story. That's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope you enjoyed the book. It's so good. And I'll see you guys next time.